black bodies swinging in the southern breeze.
It's a morbid song that Maureen Washington sings during Black History Month.
Strange fruit hanging.
The song, called Strange Fruit, centers around lynching in the southern United States. It was first a poem written in 1937 by a high school teacher in protest to the lynching of African Americans. Billie Holiday then recorded it as a song in 1939.
Big bulging eyes and the twisted mouth.
When I celebrate Black history is the fact that I have a history, I have a life, because my family could have been completely wiped out and I wouldn't be here.
Then the sudden smell of burning flame.
Her father came to Canada from Mississippi and settled in Prince George in the 1950s. He became a welder and coached a number of high school sports, but he never talked about life down south.
He's not a real communicative person. I always imitate my dad, and he's kind of got a loud voice, and he talks like this. There's not that, you're not gonna have that softness of, oh, and how was it growing up? It was fine. That would be his answer, honestly.
The jazz singer got her start in Prince George, where she grew up.
For me, though, it was like we were a minority in our city in Prince George. I always say to people, there was 3 Black families. There was the Washingtons, the Reynolds, and the Morgans, and all had, families of, 4, 5, 6 kids. I see them blue.
She says she felt embraced by the community in Prince George, but if this was Eastern Canada, it might have been a different story.
What a wonderful world. I did feel prejudicism, but I think that was just typical kids' behavior and things like that. But I grew up very, I used to say to people, well, I'm actually like a chocolate dip white girl. I don't sing like a real Black person. I sing like I'm white, but just brown on the outside. What a wonderful world.
Washington started singing later in life, after she had had kids.
The rainbow, so pretty in the sky. It was probably about 2002 was when I first started writing, doing more folky things, coffee houses. I see friends shaking hands, saying, how do you do? They're really saying, I love you.
She was then asked to sing one song by a band that happened to love her voice so much, they hired her full-time. Today, living in Victoria, she's become a love singer, whether she's singing at the Jazz Festival or other concerts.
And I think to myself, what a wonderful world.
She's also been nominated for Best Jazz and Soul Artist at the Black Canadians Award in March. Voting is still open, so you have time to vote for your favorite singer. In Saanich, I'm Sucheta Singh.
What a wonder.